Hey guys! Oh my gosh, what a day. So I hope you guys are all doing good. I am painting and I figured why not come on and say hi, because you know, seems like the only social thing that we're gonna have for a while. So okay, so I'm just painting these bums. I've got 4 of them to paint. Painting wise, you guys, I am just using my 1/2 inch brush, angle brush, and just going around. So what I do is I sketch out at first what I want my signs to look like, and then I was cutting them with the saw, but now we got the handy dandy CNC machine. Brian gets all mad when I call it machine, saw, whatever, but it's my machine. I feel all cool because I am a machine operator, I feel like. But anywho, so then it cuts it, and then I just have to sand around the edges, and then I put a coat of white paint down on my wood before I cut it, just because it seems to make it a little bit easier to hurry and get like a nice white paint. And then all I do is just put the stencil back on it with the carbon paper, and that's how I go about doing my signs. So you can see kind of right here, that was my first drawing, or that's not the first, but that's the cleaned up version. So this color that I was using, it was the Bambi Brown from Delta Dreamcoat. It's one of my favorites. And then this one is the pink. This is going on the bunny paws. And then that one is Hydrangea Pink. Okay. So the 1/8 angle brush, we're just going to do the bunny paws here. So I'm just loading the brush, taking it at an angle and kind of curling my brush with my fingers to go around. Same thing on this side. Alright, I got a lot of extra paint on this that I shouldn't have. Okay. We'll use the extra paint and do the little pads, or paw pads on this one. So like I said, again, you just kind of load it and you curve. You can see here, you curve it like this and you roll your fingers. So it's really not the wrist, you're rolling your fingers to do it. So anyways, there's these. We're finally done with the pads. So I will go with, this is called a Trail Tan, and this is what we're going to do, the bottoms of his little feet. And like I said, I'm not endorsed by Delta. I wish I was, but I'm not. I just really like Delta paint. I feel like it covers really well. My next favorite is DecoArt Americana paint. That's my next favorite. Trying to figure out what brush I want. I think I'm gonna go with this one. And then you guys, I just use Prego bottles because we eat a lot of spaghetti and stuff like that, so I use those as my, what, babe? I know, we're not endorsed by them either, but I just use those as my paint jar bottles. So, oh, they're like that. Nothing special, just glass jars. I like those. Alright. And then one thing I've learned too that helps is if you wet your brush and then I just have an old rag and I kind of reform my brush, that helps a little bit too, to give it that point that you like, or that I like. And then the little trays, those come from the dollar store. You get like 6 in a package. And I just clean them with some baby wipes or soak them for a little bit and some dish soap. And then my daughter loves to peel the paint off of them, so I give them to her to clean. She thinks it's the most exciting thing in the world, and I'm like, all right, have at it, have fun. Thank you. Whatever works, right? I'm sure she's excited because she knows that she'll have some paint trays to clean up. So I'm just angling, like I said. I mostly, because my wrists are carpal tunnel driven, I try and use my fingers to twirl a little bit, but I know that still messes with your wrist a little bit, but that's how I get my curves and stuff like that for the most part. When it gets around these pads, I'm going to switch to the smaller brush. But we can try and get as much as we can with the bigger, because then it goes by a little bit faster. And then we'll outline with a darker brown on the feet too, so if we mess up and smudge a little bit, it's okay. You could always cover it up. I used to be such a perfectionist about it, and then I'm like, I'm hiding almost all of these little imperfections anyways with the liner brush. So I stopped being so OCD about it all. I still am pretty OCD about things, but I've learned to let a little bit of it go. Alright, so this one we've got done. I'll go over on this side. Get these pads. So I'm just using the angle brush to get where I want and using that kind of as the liner. So just loading the brush and then coming in. I hope you guys are seeing that. Am I in the way? And then another thing I've learned is sometimes just picking it up and angling it a little bit, it helps, especially when your wrists are kind of sore. Let me switch to the other brush here. This is the 1/8 angle. Alright, so just going in, getting those cleaned up. So basically cleaning in between the toes. I'm such a clean painter. I've got a little bit. I've learned a little bit. I used to be really messy, but you start to learn a little bit more of how to control. And brushes, the size of brush you use really does help. Because if I was using this big one, we'd be a hot mess over here by now. But like I said, the one thing I like about the DecoArt CreamCoat, for the most part, you can get away with doing one coat, which is really nice, especially if you've got a coat already laid down. That's why I do the white, is it does help, and it also helps your colors come through a little bit better, I feel like. I've started to do this too with my paint, is paint the tip or the top of them so I know what color. That's another thing I've learned that helps. Because the bottles help, but at the same time I feel like you don't see it all. So I'm going to put a little bit of this in there, and then we're going to add a little bit of water, and I'll show you what we'll do. This one's really fun. This is how I distress the paws and everything else. So let me grab my liner brush. I may do it probably a little messy, but you know, it works. Let's see, this one's dry. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is we'll take the liner brush, go around the edges of the paw here, Love my liner brush because it hides all those naughty little imperfections. Okay, we'll go around the heart here. Get our cute little paw going. Right there. So this is a 0 liner brush, just so you guys know. It's very, very thin. There we go. I'm gonna just kind of do a little detail there. Go around with this guy. Do that same thing. And this color, I don't know if I told you guys, I can't remember. This is called Autumn Brown, the brown that I'm using. It's one of my favorite browns. It kind of has like a red almost to it too, so I think I like it. Okay, I'll go around here. My phone is going off. What is going on? Okay. Oh, we'll do the tail too. So the bunny tail, we're just gonna do some fun little lines with it. Make it look nice and poofy. Okay, and then what I do, I'll grab my flip out finger, not to be mean. Actually, let's grab a little dab of that. So we're gonna water this down a lot. I want just a little bit more water. Okay. So then, actually, I think I'm going to take my index finger. So we'll take my index finger, just get a little bit on here, and we're going to just kind of create almost like a de-stressing of it. We're just going to kind of go around the edges, just like so. And it makes them little paws look a little more dirty. And if we get too much, we just wipe it away. Just like so. Go right here. I'm not liking how this one little paw looks. So, we get a little baby wipe. I got this prior to the hoarding. Just FYI. Let's fix this. There's a little too much distressing. There we go. Let me come in, fix my, oops. Fix my liner there. There we go. All right. Back here. There we go. And I like the tail to have a little swishy. We'll go around the tail here. Oops. I think I have too much paint, not enough water. Okay, there we go. There we go. So it kind of looks a little messy, but that's kind of what I'm going for, is that he's a little muddy because he got in, you know, Farmer Ben's filled. Couldn't remember it before I went across the pot, and I did. So we're gonna go right there too. There we go. So that one is done. And then I just do a little swishy, nothing really to it on their tails. So there's that so far. I love detailing because it just brings everything all together. Isn't it so nice? You guys, I think I'm going to add a little bit more. Alright, so I think I'm going to do just a little swish there and there, just to bring it in. Just to kind of give a little bit more of a defining line. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry you guys, my phone's going crazy. There we go. That one's done. All right. Alright, so I'm going to grab another tray over here, and we're going to do the pots. Besides, I'm not going to do one of the pots. The reason why is I do a purple pot or a teal pot. So 3 of these are called for, the other one is not, so I'm just going to leave that bottom blank. And that's kind of how I get away with doing my extras. I thought I was going to actually have 2 extra, and then another one came in. So I figured, what the heck, we'll go. So I'm going to go back to my half angle brush. Make sure we get this all nice and clean. I just use an old towel for my cleaning for my brush. Alright, so I'm just going around here. The extra paint from the bunny, we're just painting right over. That's why I did that first, so that we get a cleaner pot edge. It sounds funny for me to keep saying like pot, da, 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 but anywho. Alright. We're just going down. I'm just smoothing this. This color, you guys, is one of my favorites I found. It is Sea Breeze by Americana. I just love the color of it. It's one of my faves. It's like almost a sea foam, but not quite. And I keep forgetting to do the edges today, so I remind myself, gotta do the edge. So there. The edge there. And the edge there. All right. So this is, obviously you can tell I've used these a few times, but all it is just a paper plate. This is called Surfboard by Delta CreamCoat. Love me my Delta CreamCoat, if you guys haven't noticed. And then these are just the sponge daubers. So I like to get mine a little bit wet. I've noticed it helps just a little bit. And what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of load it. We're going to swipe it. And then I kind of spin mine one more time. Push it in there. There we go. And then I need an extra sheet of paper. And usually I just use my scrap paper, but I think when I cleaned up, oh no, found one. I just use my scrap paper as how to get these going. So we're gonna go right here, turn and lift up, and then you're gonna want to work in like a triangle type way. So then this one, we're gonna go off into a triangle, off into a triangle. That one's gonna go off the edge. So this one, we're gonna go about right here, and then we'll go about right here. With this one, that one would be off, and this one, let's see, this one I feel like we need one right about there. Okay. We're gonna let that go, and there's bubbles and everything else, but when I put it by my fan, most of the bubbles go away. I might actually need more paint, but we'll go again. I never get my polka dots really the same way. And go right there. But you want to always do some of them off of the edge so that it actually does look realistic. If you had them all inside, they're not going to look realistic. Alright, so that one, oops, get the baby wipe here. Alright, that one we're going to move over, and let me grab just a little bit more paint here. Alright, so there, grab my paper again. There, there. Go there with that one. That one I got a little bit crazy off with, but it works. Okay. And then what I do is I kind of pull some of this paint out of the dauber by just wiping it. Okay. Let me, that one just a little bit wet, get a better point on it. So all I'm going to do is just go in and kind of clean up the dauber. I know it's kind of hard to see the polka dots, but they do come out, I promise. Now the fun stuff. Now when it really comes alive. Let's do my black first. Let me just double make sure on something real quick. Okay. And grab my liner. With the liner brushes, I usually always get them just a little bit wet, twirl them to get a nice good point. And so I'm going to do a little swishy, kind of go across here. I may have to touch this up with just a little bit of the brown. I got a little out of control. There's the pot. I'm gonna go around these circles here. Now you can see those circles coming through, right? That one. Okay, and then I'm just gonna go around, kind of outline the pot, like so. I did do a swishy there. Okay. And then, like I said, when you get doing these outlines and you get going with them, I really feel like that's when your painting really takes off. It's amazing what just a little bit does. And then once we add that white in, you guys, it looks so awesome. There's that. There's that one. Okay. So black is done. Let me hurry and scoop this in. Save the paint here. So you guys, another thing that I do is I try and save as much as I can with my paint. So I just scoop it out, throw it back in there. Waste not, want not, right? Okay, perfect. Let me throw my white in here. The white is where it's fun. I love doing the white. White's my favorite to add. Okay. Here we go. Where's my white at? Okay. So we're just going to kind of come back in and throw just a little bit of the details back in. I'm gonna go right here, and it's just kind of highlighting the bunny. That's all we're really doing. We'll go here, those, and then just do a light one there. So I'm barely having my paintbrush touch. There we go. Like so. Oh my goodness, my phone is going crazy. So we're just kind of going randomly with the white swishes on the polka dots. But can you see how that white just pulls it all together? Like I was telling you. Go right here. I feel it just gives that like extra oomph that it needs. I might actually be able to hide that blue. Yep, there we go. Like I said, my brush is just barely touching. At the dots, I am having it touch a little bit more. I mean, you can kind of see the thinner lines versus the littler lines and how much of a touch you're doing. I didn't think I got that spot. I have to go back on this one. I forgot to get the line right here on this one. There we go. That just gives a nice little highlight to like the rim of the pot. And let me double make sure with my picture, since these are orders, that I got everything here. I did. Alright. However, there is one little spot I did miss. I missed squishies on the feet, so I'm going to hurry and get those. Just grab the autumn brown. And when you're just making a little bit and you're not doing a huge sign, you can literally just come in and with like the lid, so you don't have to waste your paint as much. Alright, there's those. I'm going to turn off my fan because I don't need glitter blowing back in my face. It's happened before. I've learned. Alright, so Mod Podge and the cheapest brush you got, because it ruins them. What I do is I just get the dollar store kind that's in the little bottle. I could probably save one of my paint bottles and then actually refill, but I'm like, they're $1. Why bother, right? So I just add the little dots on to the polka dots here. There we go. I'm gonna just wet this just a little because it did get a little out of control. All right. And then we're just going to hurry and make little ones here. So we're just filling in where the circle is. It doesn't have to be pretty. It's Mod Podge. We just want it in the basic area. I might actually just go over. There we go. Okay. Yes, I bite my paintbrushes a lot. I need 3 hands. So we just cover that, shake it around, give a little pat, and we got some bling. So that one is done. Oh look, I spilled. Oopsie. And then I just take it, fold it back, put it back in there. And voila, we're done. Woo woo. So, anywho, that is how I do my signs. I hope you guys liked it. This one has a lot of different techniques in it. So I think this one's one of the funner ones to teach. Oh my gosh. You're not going to be able to see as much of the pot because my green screen is taking over. But anywho, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Please, if you haven't already, please like my page. Follow me if you guys want to see more of me painting and all of that kind of stuff.